Hey you guys, I am answering general legal questions. This question says, I would like to know how to properly document evidence. Now keep in mind in family law you can have a slew of documents, i.e. pieces of evidence that you want admitted into court. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to talk about text messages only. So my first tip with text messages is make sure that when you are screenshotting the messages that you want to admit into evidence for court, make sure you're admitting the entire conversation. I cannot tell you how many times I object to text messages being admitted into evidence because you guys are only showing what my client has said. You're not showing what you told my client, and that was his or her response. So include the entire message, okay? Because if not, you can easily get objected to and it may not be admitted into evidence. I do it all the time. That's a practice tip. Second thing is, when you are trying to admit text messages, be sure that you have the date stamp on the message, because a lot of times we don't know when this conversation took place. And as you guys know, some of these family law cases can take years and years and years. Hopefully not yours, but some of them can take years before you're actually going before a court for a final hearing, or even just like a temporary relief hearing. So if you want to admit text messages, just wait until you have the date stamp. Like for me, I'm an iPhone user. So when I send a message today via text message, it's just gonna say the time, right? But if I wait a week, then it will likely show the date stamp, like the date and the time. So that's when you want to capture the screenshot, when you have the actual date and time of the message. My third tip is to make sure that when you screenshot, before you screenshot the text message to use as evidence, delete the person's name as a contact. So let's say it's your soon-to-be ex-spouse that you're trying to admit, that text message into court. Delete that person's name from your contact list where it shows nothing, so that way when you take a screenshot of it, the text message would just have the number listed when you screenshot it. The reason why that's important is because you want to make sure that you're verifying to the court that this message was sent by that person, the other side, the opposing party. Because the worst thing you can do is have all this evidence and you can't verify who sent what, right? So you want to authenticate that this is what it is, and this came from that person. I hope that helps. To be honest with you, when it comes to text messages, I personally have found that most people are not good record keepers of text messages. So I am a huge proponent of